So, if you're watching this video, I'd assume that you watched the teaser that I made like a week ago. Well, guess what? That level's done now. Here it is. This is Close. A 53-second long level. And I honestly just made it because I wanted to make a short and sweet level. But it ended out being like the best level ever. So I'm just gonna share some insights that I had, some ideas that I placed into this level, and then I'll show the full showcase at the end. By the time this video gets out, Close will have been uploaded. But yeah, here are some ideas. So for like all of the vines that you're seeing in this part, I used, let me see if I can find them really quickly. I used these outline things. I don't even know what they're outlines for, but I used them to make some pretty cool vines. This is not an original idea, I just thought it would be cool. Oh, also, you might have noticed that all of the spikes in this level are these little thorn bushes. I think these are really cool. I used, like, let me see, I used this, like, smoke cloud object, and I put, like, some tiny spikes in it, like really tiny spikes. Oh, I used like these for the little thorns. I think I did really well combining all these. I also did the same trick for these bushes in the foreground. I just used these crack objects for some little thorns. This level is really broken down and old, and I wanted to express that with everything. So I put like these particle triggers that make it look like dust is falling off of some of the platforms when you touch them. And I also put like little cracks, big old pieces of glow. If I can select it, dear God, there we go. For like these smokestack things, I don't actually know what they are. I put a bunch of little scratches here and used blending, like a very dark gray blending to make these reflective surfaces. These flowers I really like. I don't think I'll ever be able to find this object again. I don't even know what conjured inside of me to use this specific object. It's this one. I used this, like, corner object for, like, the 2.0 block design, and I, like, pasted them all on top of each other, and I rotated them, and they seem to make really good petals for, flowers, so that's exactly what I did. I made flowers. For the shading in the background, I used these stretched out cloud objects. I had some pretty strange ideas that somehow worked out. Anyways, I think that's all for this dilapidated courtyard, because once you enter this part and collect this coin on your way, you enter the fortress through this transition. You'll see it. I don't feel like playtesting it. Also, I don't know why I put Rattle Dash in there. I also added a little sign. This bush moves out of the way in the actual level, but I added this little sign that says this way to the fortress. Just, you know, foreshadowing a little bit. And then once you actually enter the fortress, you are met with an absolute visual beauty. These walls are honestly really cool, and they're like stupidly low objects for how detailed they are. Let me see, all of these walls together with all their details and stuff is like 3,000 objects. It's insane. I also made these little flags, and it uses animated water objects to make that little flag movie thing. I don't know. Wind. That's the word I'm looking for. I have little pillars moving in the foreground, and you might have noticed these, like, particle triggers with just some little dots that looks like a Windows Movie Maker effect. This is supposed to represent, like, little bugs flying around the level. I don't know, I tried. These vines are made, entirely out of, like, rock outlines. Also, originally, like, throughout the entire level, all of the spikes are bushes, but originally it wasn't like that. In the fortress, the spikes were gonna be like little red mushrooms, and in the garden, they were supposed to be, oh yeah, by the way, there's a garden. In the garden, they were supposed to be, what was it, spiky flowers. but I decided they looked ugly, and I also like the bushes more. And they're also lower object than the mushrooms and the flowers were, so I kept them. This sign right here says "This way to the garden" for a nice little callback and some foreshadowing again. And honestly, I think this part is where the block design kind of falls off, but like, the background and foreground easily make up for that. Honestly, I really like how this part turned out. I do think the courtyard is a little bit better, but that's all made up for once the player gets to the garden. I decided to bring the flowers into the block design because it's a garden. Also, you probably noticed by now, every single thing from the previous parts are here. Like these vines from the courtyard, the bottom grass from the courtyard, the top grass from the fortress, and the vines from the fortress. Like, that's this level's entire point. I kind of just wanted this level to be really nice to look at, and I think I succeeded with that. Also, these gears from the courtyard come back, and so do these little, like, twinkly things. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what these are. They, like, fade into view when the player comes close to them, but I still don't even know what they are. Finally, the end screen. There actually is a Easter egg in this end screen. You'll have to see it in the final showcase. It has to do with Edward up here. By the way, Edward, he comes to a close. Edward just follows you throughout the whole level, making sure you don't just fly up into the air if you somehow manage to escape the gameplay. I made it pretty inescapable, but there's some ways you can still escape. Oh yeah, the garden. I brought these trees into the foreground, but I was gonna have other details here, but I couldn't. Like, I tried bringing the flowers into the foreground. The Z layers weren't working with me. I made sure to cut down on a lot of these details in low detail mode, by the way. Also, back to the end screen. Big thanks to Nate Mans, who's probably watching this video right now. He playtested this level, willingly. Oh, also, this is Mr. Energy. Let me just flip him for a second. Mr. Energy, he's gonna be in a bit of my levels, so yeah, watch out for him. He will eat you. But yeah, this level is officially done. I honestly can't believe it happened so fast. And like, just to prove how bad Power Tripped was, if we go back over to the end screen, I added this, like, group count and object count. Somehow, Power Tripped has 100 more groups than Close does. Power Tripped has 10,000 more objects than Close does, and Power Tripped took 2 months longer than Close did. How is this even possible? I also really love this wind effect that I made. It's just a bunch of fast-moving glow particles and, like, some dandelion-looking aw things. So with an overgrown courtyard, an abandoned fortress forgotten long ago, and a garden that definitely needs tending to, this level is finally done. I honestly wish it hadn't ended so fast, but it did. And I feel like I'm really happy with this level. So with that, let the showcase play, shall it? And give this level a try afterwards, please, I beg you.
It's coming to a close. I guess I should know that I'm never gonna see you again in a place that sells vintage clothes. I guess you should know that it hasn't been the easiest years for a band of living in the throes. And then I see a smile between repetitive aisles of flannel shirts, and I thought you would show like a beautiful ghost caught in a saving throw. And I don't even care that it's over, and I don't even care there's a wall that I won't ever look back for answers, and I won't ever look back at all. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a close. It's coming to a. I guess I should know that the softer every phase the words remain as shown.
Secret Razor Z out. Peace.
Geometry Dash.